Thank you for logging into the new version of the Tata Steel Google Hangout organized by Tata Steel Valueabled. So Tata Steel, in partnership with Pathani Samant Planetarium, has been organizing the Young Astronomers Talent Search since the past 7 years, and this was done in conjunction with the government of Odisha. And this primarily is a platform for all those students from the rural and remote areas who are not able to explore their talents in a proper manner. And this platform basically gives you an option to exhibit your talent in the field of astronomy. So we are joined in by Subhendu Pattnaik, the Deputy Director of Pathani Samant Planetarium. And we are also joined in by Siddharth and Sarthak, one of the two winners of the Young Astronomer Talent Search. Yeah, so our question is to Mr. Subhendu. When was the idea for a talent search for astronomers first put forward by you?
Actually, in the year 2005 and 6, we are thinking of some kind of program. Basically, Pathani Samant Planetarium was established by Science and Technology Department, Government of Odisha, to popularize science in general and astronomy, astrophysics in particular. So we were thinking of some kind of program to cover whole the state so that students can participate in. So in that time, somehow Tata Steel came into picture, and we jointly decided to have this kind of program. And the first program was started in the year 2006, but this process started in towards the end of 2005 actually.
2005. So it's been almost 8 years since this is Young Astronomers Talent Search.
Yeah, the name was also selected that time, and we proposed that there were different names, and the idea came out, and after a lot of rigorous experiment and suggestions, we decided this kind of format so that we can reach more and more students from throughout the state.
Right.
This is the 7th year this year.
Cool. So since this is the 7th edition, and this is quite a unique talent search basically, because you don't really see astronomy talent search. So how has the response been? How has the response grown over the years?
The response is growing every year. The first year, because we can reach more and more schools, but this year we have almost sent circulars to more than 5,000 schools of Odisha. So the response is increasing. Yeah, 5,000 schools we have circulated this letter, and students are very aware of this program, and response is increasing day by day, and it will increase in future also.
Absolutely. Our next question is directed to Sarthak and Siddharth, who have also joined us in the Google Hangout. So is this the first time that you guys have participated in the event? Yeah?
Actually, I had participated earlier.
Okay.
So the last year's experience has helped me a lot to qualify this time.
Okay, and what about you, Sarthak?
Well, this was my second time with YATS. I participated in YATS for the first time in 2011 when I was in class 8. And then the topic for this competition was my dream spacecraft. Well, this was a really good topic there, because with this topic students could do anything, imagine anything, and make the impossible possible. So this was really a good experience for me, and that experience helped me out in this year.
And how has your experience been in the past 2 years? What was the competition like?
Well, from the past 2 years, we are talking about in 2011, where the topic was my dream spacecraft. I was really thrilled and really shocked by the level of competition exhibited by the students, because the students in class 8 and class 10 had done so much of research in that topic and have combined their imagination with their innovative ideas, that even the scientists could admire the hard work and sincerity. So the competition was really tough this year also, and in the last few years also, and it was really an amazing experience.
Nice. And what about you, Siddharth? How has your experience been in the past 2 years?
Last year I had participated in the YATS, and the topic was India and space research. And if you see in this year the topic was Mars expedition. So last year, if we see the projects, means 200 students had participated in the final round, and the projects exhibited by them were diverse, and we can say someone made about Mars expedition, whereas means another boy had made about Aryabhatta and Rohini. So means the competition was quite tough last year, and this year if you see, it was also tough as last year. So means experience is what has helped me in qualifying this time.
Okay. And do you think Sarthak is also a tough competition of yours?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And when did you realize that you had an interest in astronomy?
From since last means standard 2.
Sorry?
Yeah, means I have been dreaming of becoming an astronaut, and I have also decided to do research in astrophysics by joining Indian Institute of Science.
Good. And what about you, Siddharth?
I was interested in astronomy from the beginning. It is my dream to become a space scientist and work for ISRO or NASA and help them out by working for the welfare of all human beings. Now, I am planning to give the ISAC test after class 12, which will qualify me for ISRO, and then I'm looking forward in working with in the field of astronomy.
Nice. And what was your eureka moment like? So you realized that you had an interest in astronomy, but what was that one moment, if you remember, which led you to follow this field very closely?
Standard 2, I had seen a video of Neil Armstrong landing on moon, and sorry, what happened? So that video in which Neil Armstrong was like hopping on the moon's surface, means it was for me it is the best, perhaps the best video in YouTube till now.
And what about you, Sarthak? What led to that eureka moment of yours?
Well, when I was in class 7, I saw a program which was coming on Discovery, and it was by Stephen Hawking, and it was based on the mysteries of universe. And in that show, they showed what are the mysteries of universe, like black holes, wormholes, planets, solar systems, galaxies, universes, and all. So I was really that gave a new boost to my interest in astronomy. And also when I was in class 8, I heard the news that students from Bhubaneswar were selected by NASA for his innovative idea, a simple bottle. So that also inspired me to go more deep into astronomy.
Cool. Can you tell us something more about your presentation in the event, which helped you win it eventually? Sarthak can go ahead.
So I actually followed a formula called KISS, that is keep it simple and short. So means nowadays if you see the students are mostly relying on their guide teacher to help them out. But for me, means I did not take any help from any teachers or like that. And for me, explaining to the judges is better than explaining through machines like computers or PCs or like that, laptops. And and the main thing is that the level of understanding, means how much you understand what you have done, what you are presenting. That also helps a person out in these type of events.
Alright, and what about you, Sarthak? How was your presentation like?
Well, according to me, in a competition like this, what really matters is your presentation. Well, my experience was really good. Now, while explaining my project, I kept that in mind that my presentation should be short and clear as well as loud, so that I will not exceed my time limit, which was only 5 minutes. And also, I was also keeping in mind that I should be focused, because the judges may ask me questions from any part of my presentation. So I should keep in mind that I should be focused, and then the questions, well, as the questions may come from any side, so it was my duty to answer them, no matter if I knew the answer or not, but I should try to answer them, and I did that.
Alright. And what kept you motivated throughout the entire presentation, like right from starting it from the scratch till its completion? So what kept you motivated throughout the time?
If you see, I had my parents by my side. They guided me through the project, and as I have passionate about astronomy, so means winning the competition was like a motivation, means wanted to win the competition.
Alright, and what about you, Sarthak?
Well, I was really inspired by the judges there because the judges, those who they asked me a very difficult question about our sun, and when I was unable to answer that question, they explained me what is the appropriate answer for it, and as and then they were aware that if they will explain me the whole answer, it will also eat up their time. But they didn't mind it, and they around stood with me for 30 minutes and explained me the whole process. So I really appreciated that, and also the winning the competition is also an inspiration for me because the thing which YATS is doing, that is spreading awareness among the students about astronomy, is really appreciable. And I would like to thank Sarthak Panda and Siddharth so that they gave us a platform so that we could show our talent. And that what motivated me so that I should carry out my dream of astronomy forward for a bright future ahead.
And when was the first time you became aware of YATS as an event?
I became aware last year. Means professor of who is there in Pattnaik Planetarium had contacted me in my school about means he wanted me to participate in the competition, and I thank him for means making me aware of this beautiful, wonderful competition. So.
And what about you, Sarthak?
Well, I came to know about it in 2011 when I was in class 8. Now, it was like the same process. People from YATS called to the schools, informing them about the Young Astronomers Talent Search. And similarly, I would like to thank YATS and Tata Steel and also Pattnaik Samantha Planetarium for carrying out such a wonderful and amazing competition and giving a chance for students like us to grow a seed in the field of astronomy so that we can, India and all the whole world can have a bright future ahead and will have better leaders in the field of astronomy.
Absolutely. And how do you keep yourself updated in the field of astronomy? So what kind of blogs or videos or magazines do you end up reading? Sarthak, Siddharth, anyone?
I usually follow Science Reporter and the leading newspaper of India, that is the Hindu, and also follow the blogs of physics scientists like in Facebook they have a page, Young Astronomers Team of USSR, and also I visit the NASA page every day.
Alright, what about you, Sarthak?
Well, I keep updated with the help of channels in Discoveries and National Geography because they keep on showing what's happening nowadays by showing different programs and all about space, astronomy and universe. And also I keep updated with the help of Google News that there is a particular field for astronomy news in Google, so I keep on reading them. And in our school also, our physics teacher and all, they are also interested in astronomy, so I'm keep updated with them. So that's how I'm interested in astronomy, so I find out different ways in which I can get updated with what's happening around astronomy.
Alright, and is there anything that you would like to say to other students like you who will be interested in astronomy? How do you end up pursuing that? How do you end up studying the entire topics?
One thing I would like to say that nowadays people are going for doctors or engineers, and even if they are having a particular interest towards astronomy, they are just avoiding it. So I would like to suggest them that they should not do it. People who are really interested in astronomy should go for it because astronomy is a wonderful sphere. Now, there are a lot of mysteries in this field, and it's a really interesting topic. And if you see now that people who are interested in other fields but they are not going to actually doing job in some other field, they are not putting their 100% potential in that field. But if people who are interested in astronomy will go for astronomy, then their 100% potential will come up. So it will not only give a better future for our country, but also better citizens for the whole world.
Absolutely. And what about you, Siddharth? How do you keep How do you want to motivate the other students who would have an interest in astronomy?
I think that students should rely on newspapers. Means if they're passionate about astronomy, they should take up astronomy as their main future, as career. And there are many parents who think that being a doctor or an engineer is means they can get high income and all. But in astronomy, being a scientist in astrophysics and astronomy is highly prestigious. And in India also we are having a number of institutions where we can join them and have a bright future in regarding this way. So I would like the students, means they should try to follow their own passions and rather than following their parents. And for the students who want to participate and compete in such events like Young Astronomer Talent Search organized by Tata Steel and Planetarium, for me, they should have a clear understanding of what they're doing rather than copying a project from another boy or means of his peers or colleagues, and rather than relying on their teachers and all, they should try to impress the judge with their own understanding as well as explanation.
Cool. And how helpful have your parents been in this entire journey? I mean, have they been sharing their own insights, their own point of views on this?
Yeah, my mother just before the event had in the night she had asked me a couple of questions regarding Mars and what sort of important news have come up regarding Mars and current affairs and all. So this also has helped me a lot because the judges were thinking in that point of view where they asked me a couple of questions regarding the physical attributes of Mars, and so this in short I'll say parents have helped me a lot.
What about you, Sarthak? How helpful were they?
Well, my parents have been really supportive for me because for these type of competitions, support of parents is very crucial. Now, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me, and they also helped me gather all the resources for my model, and while I was researching on my project, they also helped, and they also sat with me to research on my project. So and also for suppose these type of competitions, it is really difficult nowadays to find that parents supporting their children because they only want them to go for doctors or engineers, they're not really interested in astronomy. But my parents I would really like to thank them for allowing me to participate in these competitions. And for those parents who think that doctors and engineers are the only field in which people will have a bright future, I would like to say that astronomy is also a great field, and they should also allow their students or their children to go for the field they are most interested in, so that they will have a really good future.
Cool. So apart from the planet Earth, which other planets excite you the most? I mean, which other planets' characteristics are you most interested in to explore more?
Actually, I'm interested in Jupiter.
Okay.
And if you see Jupiter, I'm interested in its satellite Ganymede, the largest satellite in the solar system, and also Callisto Europa. Recently, I have read in Hindu, the newspaper, that scientists are exploring more Europa because the presence of ice, water ice has been found through the Hubble telescope. So in short, Jupiter for me is one of the living prospects of life now in the solar system after Mars.
All right. And what about you, Sarthak?
Well, coming for the planet part, my interest was there on Mars from the beginning because from the beginning people were spreading rumors that there are aliens on Mars and all. So, and also nowadays scientists have proposed a theory that there is water underneath the surface of Mars. So that really excited me. And actually, my main interest not lies within solar system, but it exceeds our solar system. I'm really interested to find out more about black holes and how do they really exist, and wormholes which will help us to travel in future or in past, which has been proposed by many scientists. And also I would like to research more about comets and meteorites, because nowadays scientists are also saying that we humans came into existence because of meteorites. they proposed the theory that the life came in the form of a meteorite and show that, and because of that, the life is prospering now. So I would like to explore and research more about in these type of cases and about black holes and all.
All right. And quite a lot of Indians have signed up for a trip to Mars. Would you also like to do so?
Yeah, sure, but the present condition of Mars should not support life. And if we are carrying a life supporting suit there, I would join them for sure.
What about you, Sarthak?
Yes, sir, I would really love to join the Mars research team. First of all, I would like to research on Mars because that whether life is really sustainable there or not, and if it is by any chance, then I would like and I would love to go to Mars and be one of being the members of the crew which will step on Mars.
So, if given an option to move out of Earth and live on Mars, would you be willing to do so?
Yeah, sure. And if I'm selected with the research teams of India and other countries, because now if you see, India at a whole cannot expect means spend a lot of money on the exploration of Mars and its other thing. So we are going to have a joint mission. So with that, if I'm selected with the research team, I would be highly elated and sure I would like to live on Mars rather than Earth.
What about you, Sarthak?
Well, I would love to go and explore the planets such as Mars, and not only Mars. I would like to go beyond our solar system and see the whole universe. Now, if I need to make a choice between Earth, my life on Earth, and my life on space, I will choose my life on space because I'm really curious about what's happening around the universe, and it is really important that if a person is curious, he should go for it because if suppose we see if Columbus was really interested in curious about finding the world, so it would have not gone for his curiosity, then many of our parts of the world will be still unknown to us. So it's similar to like that. If we are curious about it, then we should go for it. So that's why if, I'm really curious to know about space. So I would like to go for it, and I would like to discover new things about the universe and space.
All right. And we are also creating a website for the Young Astronomers Talent Search. There's going to be a counseling section over there in the website itself. So how would you like the website to turn out to be? I mean, apart from your mentors, what kind of advices would you like to see on the website if you want to have?
As I said before, the students should follow their passion about astronomy, and for the step of events, as I also said before, that they should have a clear understanding of what they're doing, and for the means so that people may know about my website, I would create pages in social networking sites like Facebook and all. Facebook, High Five, and also invite large number of parents, more and more parents who want their son and daughter to be a part of this field of astronomy to join us and make the website successful.
What about you, Sarthak? How would you like the counseling section of the website to be like, apart from the mentors who are giving you advices?
Well, I would like to suggest that like we are doing in social networking sites, like sharing our ideas and views, the similar process should be carried out in these websites. And if suppose one student wants to propose a new theory or his theory about any case, so he should be there should be a provision so that he can upload it to the website. And some of the scientists, like in Bhubaneswar or in any other institutions, should be connected to that website so that if one student uploads them, they will see through the things that the students have uploaded, and they will also suggest the students for if there are any chance of improvements and all, so that the students will be inspired, and also their interest in astronomy, it will give a boost to their interest in astronomy.
Right. And next question is for Mr. Subhendu. So from completing your electrical engineering to getting a huge amount of interest in astronomy, what led to that kind of a change?
Basically, I was very much interested in popularizing science. From my school days, I used to do a lot of projects, and that time also we had science clubs in our school. So every year we do science projects, science club. So I had a very interest for popularizing science, doing science projects, and that passion helped me to join in Pathani Samanta Planetarium. So after I joined, I started reading about astronomy, and because of my interest, I could learn about stars, planets, and other things. And that was basically in the initial period. It was small, I would say amateur level. Then I took seriously astronomy, and even recently I have done some research work on astronomy and astrophysics also. Some papers have been published. So because of my interest, and astronomy is basically can improve, or you can be interested if you have a passion for astronomy or star watching, all those things.
All right.
And planetarium was the base, or it's a great place for doing such a thing.
Okay. And also, astronomy as a career choice is not really popular amongst the Indian students. Like engineering, medical are the most popular domains that the students follow. So, what steps have the Pathani Samant Planetarium and other institutes have taken to ensure that students are much more attracted towards astronomy?
Basically, it's not only astronomy. Students are nowadays not exactly tell students. Some parents are also. They are not interested for basic science.
Okay.
Astronomy, you can say, is a basic science also. They are more interested for a technocrat study like engineering or medical or something like that. That craze is going on around for a quite long period, but slightly this trend is being changed now. We are organizing a lot of seminars and classrooms, counseling sessions for parents as well as students to take up basic science as their career. And basic science has now very good career opportunities, and government always trying to induct students or influence students so that they will go for a basic student. And planetarium is basically uh, looks forward for students to take up astronomical jobs. So for that, for a long time we are training students to go for astronomical olympiads, and I would say that in last 10 12 years, every year one or two students are getting selected for astronomical olympiad to represent the country. There are around 6 students are selected every year. So almost every year at least one or two students are getting from Odisha. So that is also you can call a very good effort.
Absolutely.
Also, they have got gold medal, silver medal in the international level also.
Cool, cool. And is there a possibility for this event to be scaled to a national level? Like currently, this is only relegated to the state of Orissa. So when you plan to
Uh,
explore more,
right now, we don't have any plan for that, but definitely we would like to make it a national event. If somebody helps out like Tata Steel or some other corporate sectors, definitely, or we can take it to national level. But before that, we would like to strengthen it in our state first, maybe another 2 3 years, so that at least most of the students are aware of this program, and they took part, and they will be taking part in this kind of thing. Definitely, any corporate house or any big yeah, coming out, we are ready to manage those things
all
to
right.
take it to national level.
And how do you try to inspire your students or motivate your students in the field of astronomy?
We take up various activities. One of this, you can say, this Young Astronomer Talent Search. We have a very dedicated team of people in planetarium. We move around the state of Orissa and conduct slide shows, telescope programs. We carry telescopes with us and go to very remote area where you'll find the stars are very amazing to see, because in cities like Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, it is very difficult to see stars. But if you go to interior places, the sky is very bright, and stars are like real stars you can see. So we conduct their night sky watch programs. They see through telescopes, and um, there are few students in the last 4 years who are in a very top astronomical fields. So one of them I can name in is Narangaon in Pune, near Pune. He has just completed his PhD work, and he has recently discovered two new stars. radio telescope. His name is Anand Hota. He is from a very remote place in Kalahandi district. He came to us about 10-15 years before. So we try to build his confidence and pursue him to go for astronomy. He is a very renowned scientist now in our country.
All right. And so, what sites or blogs would you suggest for the students to keep themselves updated in the field of astronomy? And what should they read? What should they watch?
There are a lot of sites talking about astronomy, but students should be very careful while they are choosing their sites. The most authentic site and the students should use is the NASA. It is the best for any kind of astronomical knowledge, information, or news. But there are some sites who spreads hoax, so students should try to avoid those sites, because a few days back there was a circulation that Mars will come so closer that it will look like a moon, but that will never happen. So these kind of things do come in internet also. So best recommended site is I would say NASA. There are other sites of there is a magazine called Sky and Telescope, also quite authentic. There is also a site of astronomy, the astronomy, that is also very good site. So there are a lot of sites depending upon their requirement or interest, they can find out good sites available.
All right. And also, have you been working in conjunction with the Indian Space Research Organization to ensure more students participate in the Young Astronomers Talent Search? ISRO, I mean, ISRO is like the IITs of astronomy. That's what.
Right. Actually, the visit to ISRO, the top 20 students, is really a eye-opener for them. I had personally visited 3 times with them also. They interact with the top scientists, astronomers of the country in ISRO. They straightway sit across the table and have discussions, clarify their doubts, and they are allowed to visit places of high security zones, which normally nobody is allowed to enter into. So they are quite lucky enough to go to such places and have interactions with the top scientists of the country. So definitely that will be an eye opener, and after seeing those things, they will be really interested to pursue astronomy or general science, because the facilities, the career opportunities, and what they are in the ISRO is really amazing. Whoever is interested, they can opt for a career in astronomy also.
All right. And when do you think that Indians will be able to finally step on the moon?
Everybody hope that. But if we succeed in reaching Mars, the Mangalyaan is already sent, which is expected to reach Mars next year. If we successfully do that, that is will be the greatest achievement apart from setting foot on the moon. And once we have reached that Martian land, will be more achievement, I would say, than the setting a foot on moon. But definitely, India in someday definitely will set foot on the moon.
Cool. My next question is for Sarthak and Siddharth. What was your point of view on the movie Gravity? I'm sure you must have seen that movie. Must be of a lot of interest to you guys.
Yeah, we have seen the movie Gravity, and the Gravity also kind of gave a boost to my interest in astronomy, because they also gave the theory that about the microgravity present in space and its impact, and also kind of like gave a boost to the imagination of the students who are interested in astronomy. So the field of imagination expanded. So the Gravity was really a great movie, and it's really awesome.
What about you, Siddharth? Would you like to be in the place of George Clooney in the movie Gravity?
Sir, can you again repeat?
Yeah, would you? I mean, have you seen the movie Gravity? Would you like to be in the place of George Clooney in the movie?
Sure, but in this, I'm not interested in acting. but overall
movie was, if you see through market,
it was
it
a
was a
huge
huge
success.
success.
And if you go through script, means it was a fictional movie, science fiction, and most of the works of science fiction are generally become theories later on. So overall, for me, Gravity was a very good movie.
And if you would like to sum up your love for astronomy in a very concise manner, how would you say it? How would you confess your love for
I would
astronomy?
like to quote the words of Dr.
I would like to
I would like to quote the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam that dream, and dream transforms into
dare, and if you
dare,
dare,
and if you dare, you can get success. So
for me,
astronomy is like for scientists, science is like oxygen. Similarly,
those who
are really passionate about astronomy should devote their time to this particular sphere of science.
And for me,
astronomy means is like a science
which
excites me more than any other spheres of science.
and
At last, astronomy for me is best. What we call there are many studies of science. So for me, astronomy is the best study of science so far discovered by mankind.
And what about you, Sarthak? How would you confess your love for astronomy?
Well, for astronomy, I will just say one word is just awesome. Now, we must be knowing that about the quote that if you want to succeed in life, you have to believe in your dreams. So that's what I would like to suggest all the students who are interested in astronomy, that start believing in your dreams. Even if suppose you have a dream to be the first Indian or first person to land on Mars, believe in that dream. And I really I assure you that once you start believing in that dream, one day or the other, it will surely come true. So that's what I would like to suggest them. And also, I would like to say that astronomy is the only field in our entire available field that is still a mystery for most of the people. They are because people propose different type of theories, but still it is not being proved. So this is the only field which is still full of mysteries, and we need to still research a lot. So that is why I love astronomy.
And whom do you look up to in the field of astronomy? Like, who's your icon? Who's your superstar?
For me, my first superstar was Neil Armstrong. And finally, when I read about Yuri Gagarin and his unfortunate plane crash, he also became one of the superstars of astronomy for me.
What about you, Sarthak?
Same here. My first idol will be Neil Armstrong, which was the first person to step on moon. But my second idol will be APJ Abdul Kalam, who has done a lot of researches in the field of missiles and all. So he was a scientist who, in spite of his busy schedule, because he was passionate about astronomy and science and astrophysics, he could find out time for researching. So I really appreciated that, and he kind of motivated me so that how from a poor family he could become such a successful person. So these are the kind of heroes for me in the field of astronomy.
And Mr. Subhendu, how would you like to inspire students in the field of astronomy and astrophysics? Like if they had to differentiate between the two.
See, I would say the astronomy is the mother of all sciences. Science started from the old ages when people started looking to the sky, towards sky. So they started looking stars and planets. From there, astronomy is originated. And as Sarthak said, the astronomy is a very virgin field because we have not ever even discover or know about the whole. Maybe if you count in percentage, maybe less than 1% only. So there are 99% of thing has to be discovered or invented or new theories has to be come up. So students going for astronomy has a very bright future, and I would say whatever field they choose in science, they should enjoy doing that thing or studying those things. so that they will definitely succeed in their studies or doing astronomy or whatever it can. So they should concentrate and enjoy doing whatever they like, and that is the key word for success. And everybody should follow that also.
All right. And what steps do you think the Education Ministry of India should take to ensure that a lot of money is pumped into this sector?
See, basically, what I would say is that it may look like a politician speech, but first of all, we should still pump in more money towards the education. We are lacking the basic education, and we should have a proper education plan. Our education system is at a very uh, grim state, I would say. Although we are succeeding in all many fields, but this education quality-wise, quantity-wise, very bad in India. So, whatever money we are pumping into the education system, it should at least be 3 to 4 times more. And the planning of education should be based on the education educated people, not with the politicians or who are doing it. So that thing will definitely improve our education system and attract more and more students towards the basic science and education also.
All right. And are there any customized tests which have been created by Pathani Samant Planetarium for the students to know that, okay, they have a flair for astronomy? I mean, they have a thing for astronomy as a subject. Are there any customized active tests which students can take outside of
No,
Orissa?
we are no, for till now we have not. There is no test for a student outside of Orissa. We are this Young Astronomer Talent Search is only for state of Orissa students, and that too only for class 8, 9th, and 10th students. We are thinking of another program which we will be starting next year by Planetarium. That will be a orientation course for students from 5th, 6th, 7th class, so that more and more students will be groomed from the early age to take up astronomy and astrophysics. That plan we are having in future for that too again for the state of Odisha, not for the country.
All right. And how long do you think is it going to take us, the ISRO, to be on the levels of NASA in terms of their research and the R&D centers?
Uh, Actually, theoretically and knowledge-wise, I would say in some fields ISRO is at par with NASA. But because of some technology advancement in USA, they are a little bit ahead of ISRO. But ISRO is, I would say, rather no way lesser than NASA. If we have very strong people, because of some constraint like money and technology, I would say, because they started everything very early, and their government helped them to take up the. Suppose some new thing has to be done, there will be some wastage of money sometimes. Experimenting, there will be money, but that restriction we have in India. But USA and other places do not have that kind of thing. They have a free hand for research work. So that whenever that comes to an end, definitely will be at par with the NASA.
All right. And what equipment do you think would you suggest to an amateur astronomer to get started?
See, the best equipment for amateur astronomy is your naked eye. Unless otherwise you start watching stars with your naked eye, you will not become an astronomer. But a small telescope, 6-inch telescope, is ideal to start with, which cost around 12,000 to 15,000 rupees. That is the first step for an amateur astronomer. But in India, amateur astronomy is very less compared to other places like USA and other countries. In USA, they use telescope for research grade astronomers. Amateur astronomers use telescopes of research grade with maybe half-meter diameter telescope. But I would suggest in India, you can start with a 6-inch telescope which costs around 15,000 rupees.
All right. One of our viewers is going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Sony. I think they have disconnected. So my next question is for Sarthak and Siddharth. Which equipments do you have, and which equipments would you like to possess in the future for astronomy?
As Subhendu sir said, that for amateur astronomer, naked eye is the best thing. And I also watch the sky every night, and also take the help of Pathani Saman planetary whenever want to know about a particular star or a particular planet. And I also possess a telescope but actually don't know the power of that. And also I am a member of Saman Chandrasekhar Amateur Astronomer Association in the Pathani 7 Planetarium premises, which organizes every year a particular contest. It's a quiz contest for students, budding students who are interested in astronomy, and I take the help of teachers and the people who live near my house, and they also help me help me in this field.
And what about you, Sarthak? What kind of equipment do you have, or would you like to have for your astronomy?
Well, I'm currently having my own telescope with which I explore stars and constellations, and also I'm the president of the astronomy club. Our school is also having a very large telescope with which the zooming power I don't know actually, but it's really good, and the quality of that telescope is also good. So I'm president of that club, and I keep exploring about stars and all. From that telescope, and also I participate in a quiz competition called Astro Quiz, which is being conducted by
Mr. Subhendu. Any last parting words that you would like to suggest to our viewers over here in the field of astronomy, and how has Tata Steel along with
and last year also I won the second prize. So I keep looking forward for participating in that competition in the coming years.
To participate more and more in this noble juncture. Whoever listening us, they should venture into astronomy, so that we could at least find out some new thing in the astronomy, field of astronomy, so that the name of the country will be highlighted in all over the world. Astronomy is a great field, and try to join astronomy. Do whatever you want in the field of astronomy.
Alright students, so if you must have been watching it, please ensure that you should follow your passion. Astronomy is the subject to look out for. Follow your passions and enjoy it completely. Thank you so much for logging into the Tata Steel Valueable Hangout. Hope you had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you.